Alright, this video is going to be how to add an event or a blog post or even a featured product. So you would go to your website, and on the back side of the .com you would add a /wp-admin. Then you would enter in your username and password. Now my password's already here, so I'm going to log in. Your username and password is in the Google Doc called usernames and passwords. So once you're logged in, you would want to go to post, add new post. And so we'll give that a second to come up here. All right, and we're going to do this as in an event. So a new event's coming up, and we're going to put this teaching at the new event, whatever your event title is. And the key here is we want to use our Divi Builder. So we're going to load up our Divi Builder. When we do that, you'll see that we now have more options over here. So right away, we want to go to full width, and under post title, we want to do hide. And another thing that I like to do personally is to clean up the permalink a little bit, because sometimes these can get very long. So we can say this is going to be on the December the 4th, 2018. I can clean that up very nice and easy, so that way my link up in the address bar is not super long. Alright, so that is some of the basics. So now we want to focus on our layout. So we're going to load a layout, and it takes a minute, but we want the existing pages. That's going to be simple here. And so right away you can see right here is our product page. Right here's a blog page. Here's an event page. Here's another event page, some of our products. So you can copy this very nice and easy. So I'm going to copy, again, this is an event post that I'm doing. So I'm going to copy this Christmas one. So immediately everything's built for me. No problem there. And I am going to edit my header. Oh, sorry, wrong button. I'm going to edit my header. These 3 lines, anywhere you see 3 lines, that's where you can edit. So I'm going to say this is teaching at new event, whatever that event is. And I'm going to come down here. Here's my sub header, my tagline. This is my tagline. And sometimes you'll see it in this format or in a visual format, either one. I prefer writing on a code side so I can see whatever code's behind it. But you can go either way. And here's my background. Now, let me talk very quickly about graphics. So I use a website called unsplash.com for free graphics. And this event, I'm just going to call it teaching. And let's say I like this one. I like backgrounds that don't have a lot of stuff on it. Very simple. Things I don't have to worry about centering and things like that. So I'm going to download that image. And also I'm going to go ahead and just copy that just to show you how to give them credit if you would like to. And the first thing I'm going to do though is I want to resize this image. Because I'm in an Apple Mac, and so I'm just opening this up in standard preview. And if I go to Tools, Adjust Size, you'll see this thing is 5,616 pixels wide, and you don't need that. So right now we're at 5,000 pixels wide. That is way too big for this website, so I'm going to take it down to 1920. And I do all images at 1920 wide. It just works. So I'm going to hit OK. File, save. And I can rename this if I want to, but I'm going to leave it Sharon McCutcheon. Again, I'm going to copy this, and come back up here to my post. And now to upload that image into this background, I just click on that image. I'll go to upload files, select files, type that in, hit open. It's going to upload. Now one way to give them credit is I can put it in the description title right there that that photo is by that person. And then I'm going to set that as my background. And I also can make a little darker background by, say, coming over here. So this was my image, right? And this is a fill color. So I'm going to come over here on my fill color, and I'm going to put this at 75%. So I clicked on black, and then I raised my transparency up to 75%. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my picture, and I'm going to change my image blend to overlay. Now what that does, it does this. It makes it real dark. So now I can work on that percentage. So now I'm going to drop it down to 25%, show you what 25% looks like. And so now you see it's a little more gray. So I'm going to go with the 25%, hit save and exit, and I'm done there. Okay, so right here is my event content. It says blog, but that's just a little placeholder right here. You can change that to say event content. So anyway, you can change anything you want to change in here. Again, I like using this text so I can see that this is a header 2, and all my text is in there. Now also, one quick thing, this design tab is where you can design all your text and orientation, your header text, and I'm also going to show this on the front end editor here in a few moments. So changed up my header, my event stuff, that's pretty easy. This section always stays the same. It is your footer, but one of the things that I don't like is that this should be global. So I like taking this out and then add from library. And I'll show you, if it's green, then it's good to go. So this primary contact section, put that in, bam, now it's green. So anytime I edit that global footer, it will edit it everywhere that global footer is. That way I don't have to go through every page and make changes if I ever want to update that footer. And then the full width menu stays the same. All right, so we'll come back over, come on down here, excerpt. This is what shows up under the event section. So a lot of times what I do is I take the first sentence out of my event content. And I know I'm going a little fast, so you can watch this back or pause and rewind. But I'll take my first sentence, usually out of my content, and I'll come down here in my excerpt, and I only give it one line and give it 3 dots, like, hey, there's more to this. All right. Now once that's done, I come back up here and I double check all this is good. I can schedule this to show up later if I want to. Here I have to select a category, so this is going to be a upcoming event category, so I'm going to click upcoming event. Okay, so just a few seconds ago I was saying click upcoming events. Well, there's 2 different kind of event, or actually 3. There's featured, upcoming, and past events. So depending on what category you want this to show up in, you would select those boxes. So if I want this to be featured, at the very least you would do featured and upcoming, because those are 2 different lists. So if I want this featured, I would say featured events, and to be on the complete list of all upcoming events, you would need that selected as well. Okay, if this event has already passed, you just as easily just move that off and click on past events and add a photo gallery of that past events, which is just by inserting a module and doing a photo gallery. Very simple and easy to do that. If this was a blog post, you would click nuggets instead of events. If this was a featured product, you would do featured product or a related product. And again, that just shows up in 2 different locations. All right, so I'm going to do featured and upcoming events. Show sharing buttons, that's fine. Set featured image. So we want to set our featured image to be the same as that header image so that it shows up on my event page. And then I hit publish. Now, once I hit publish, this is going to go to my events. So we will now go to our website and view our website. But because we still got our coming soon page on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and click view post. View post, click leave. Alright, so here is the event. Nothing major, right? Click on events up here and it should be listed under featured events now. And there we go. So featured events, and it kind of bumped whatever the other one was, which I think was a Thanksgiving post. It kind of bumped it off. And now I can go to events over here. And you can see that it's in my full list of all events. And there's my oldest one, the Thanksgiving one, and it bumped it off. Now, Thanksgiving is over and done with. So let's click on that and let's put it under past events. And it's very easy to do. You just click on that, click edit post. That pie sure looks good. So you go to edit post. We're going to do two things to make this a past event. The first thing we're going to do is add a photo gallery of our past event. So we're just going to hit insert module. And we're going to go to photo gallery. Right here. And update gallery. This is where you can upload different images. So I'm going to upload just a couple different files here that I have on my computer, and I can delete them later. I'm going to just bring in two images right here that are not a part of this website in any way, shape, or fashion. Actually, let me go over here to pictures, see what I have. I'm going to go to family, pictures, and I'm just going to insert a couple pictures here of my family. And I can't see what these are, so let's say these were the images from the event. And again, I'll delete these after the fact. And that's my 6-year-old. My 20-year-old that is now 20, birthday yesterday. That's my 6-year-old when she was a baby. My 20-year-old about 4 years ago when she was about 15, 16. And then the last one probably is a family picture of all of us. And there's the family picture of all of us. So I'm going to hit add to gallery. Just real simple. We can title this gallery or title the images, but no need. Just hit add to gallery. It says edit gallery. It sees all these different pictures, and I don't want all those pictures. I just want these. Update gallery. I can tell it I want a thumbnail grid or slideshow or Divi or whatever. I want to leave it thumbnail. Random order if you wanted to. I hit update gallery. I put in 5 images, so I'm going to update that with 5. I don't really care to show the title or caption or the pagination of these images, so I'm going to list that right there. Then I'm going to hit save and exit. And then the last but not least, I'm going to move this to past events. So I took the featured and upcoming off, selected past, hit update. Now, this will put it over in the past events category and out of the upcoming events category. So we will go and view the post. And go back to events here. So now, under click here to see all events, all upcoming events, you'll see that it's no longer there. See pictures from our past speaking and training events. Click on gallery. And this is going to take us to a list of past events. So Thanksgiving is now on that list. And if I click that post, it'll take us here. And again, you can see the images of the event. So that's kind of how an event or blog or product can work. They all have their little nuances as far as styling, but in general, that is how they would work.